YouTube. What's going on, guys? Fellow retainers, what's up, y'all? Man, got the day off work today, so you already know I'm gonna make some videos. Much love to everybody on their journey, man. Much love to everybody. You know, shout out to all the retainers, bro. Like, straight up, everybody that has been tapping in with me and, you know, relating with me and basically letting me know that what I'm saying is on point. You know, it means a lot to me because there's a lot of different semen retention channels and stuff like that. A lot of people talk about a lot of different stuff, so try my best, you guys, to keep it real, you know, to keep it as real as possible and not just focus on like the things that most people talk about, you know what I'm saying, especially the female attraction. I try to make a video about females every few days, you know, because it's an important topic, but like I feel like a lot of semen retention channels only talk about that and they forget about all the other stuff that's going on, because I look at semen retention as something that is like a spiritual practice for myself, you know. First and foremost, I'm doing it for God, you know what I mean, to eliminate lust out of my life. I mean, that's the number one reason, because I'm very aware that when we give up certain sins, and especially lust, you know, we're going to be getting blessed, like in the spiritual realm with spiritual gifts, you know, joy, gratitude, inner peace, clarity, discernment. You know, I know you guys feel me on that. You know, God definitely hooks us up when we're retaining. So that's the main reason that I do it. You know, that's the main reason why I do it, is to have a connection with God and to be more grounded in who I am, and just to feel confident out here. You know, everything else is kind of just like details, you know, especially the women stuff, guys, because you got to think about it. Like, if we're using semen retention just to get female attraction, and then, you know, we end up finding ourselves in getting into a thing with a female, you know, start having sex with them every couple days and stuff like that, you know, then we're just going to be releasing all the time. We're going to go back to being low testosterone, low power level, you know, low confident. We're going to go back to who we were, you know. Just because we're not watching the websites doesn't mean we can't go back to who we are. You know, it has to do with holding in our life force, you know, holding it in, you know, holding in the testosterone and allowing that to course throughout our body and absorb into our body, you know, into our bloodstream. And then, man, that's when the benefits kick in. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it's all about for me. That is really what it's all about for me. You know, all the other stuff is just kind of details, but I try my best to talk about, you know, a variety of different topics. I really just kind of go within and listen to kind of what God wants me to talk about. So for this video, you know, this is what I've been going through a little bit, you know, realizing some stuff with certain people in my life. But first off, I've noticed that one, you're going to have to surround yourself with new people. Essentially, you can't be going around all the old people in your life who you were once maybe really close with. And I'm not saying you can't still be friends with them or still love them. It's basically like it's hard to disclose your new version of yourself with everyone, you know. I feel like that's why it's important for us to have each other on here. You know, as a group of retainers, we can kind of talk about all these topics and help each other and bounce ideas off each other, because it's a lonely path on semen retention, and people aren't going to understand, first of all, why we're doing it. You know, they're going to think that it's weird. First off, they're going to think that we're like going overboard, or it's like placebo, or, you know, yeah, that it's just like in our head or something like that. You know, I've had a couple friends tell me that like they think it's placebo and stuff like that, and it's basically just because they haven't experienced it themselves. You know, they haven't experienced it themselves. And that's totally fine. It's just like we can't allow ourselves to have these people influence us, you know what I mean? Like, because we all know the truth, you know, we all know what it's like to retain, and we know what it's like, the difference between who we were and who we are now, and how crazy it is, you know, with the energy and the confidence and just overall well-being. That's what I would say, just an overall higher well-being, you know. It's very real, and far as like how I feel on a daily basis, and my self-love, and you know, I take care of myself a lot more now. It's like all these things that are happening, you really got to experience it yourself, you know. You can't, you know, there's that saying where you know, you bring a camel to the water, but you can't make them drink the water, you know what I'm saying? Can't make them drink the water. You can only, you know, just be yourself and stay true to yourself. And, you know, after a while, they're going to realize, like, you know, maybe this is the real deal for this person. You know what I'm saying? For me. Because I know, we all know the truth, you know, about semen retention and stuff like that. So it's hard for us to go around other people and kind of like disclose, especially disclose this information about semen retention. You know, I started doing that like in the beginning, and now I've realized, like today I went out to lunch with a buddy, an old friend of mine, and we were just talking about life, and you know, I could have brought up semen retention because he was kind of digging deep, and he wanted to see where I was at in life, and you know, my plans and my goals and things like that. And you know, I definitely could have brought up semen retention, but I chose not to. You know what I'm saying? Because I've just learned that it's just one of those topics that you can't bring up for everyone, you know, because people, I don't know, people just have weird reactions to it. You know, they don't understand it, and they haven't been there, and some people just aren't ready to receive that information yet. I don't know what it is, you know. Maybe because it has to do with our sexual energy and how that has such a grip on us, you know, in our soul, and how we operate. And, you know, a lot of people are obviously hooked on masturbating and having sex and behaving like this, you know, to where it's like a staple in their life. So when you even like start to question it in like an alternate way of life, it's kind of hard for them to take in, you know what I mean? So I'm definitely on that side where I'm not exactly disclosing semen retention to a lot of people, you know, and just kind of keeping it between my close circle of friends, and then obviously with you guys. So I really appreciate all you guys, man, that comment. I mean, more than you know, man, because a lot of you guys have just amazing things to say, and you guys should be the ones making videos yourself. You should be making videos too. So, you know, a lot of you guys in the comments be teaching me things, you know what I mean, all the time. You know, I'm just one guy, you know what I mean? I definitely have semen retention experience, but you know, we all have our own experience. So I'm just very grateful for all you guys that comment and share your experience, because I'm learning things from you all the time. So keep it up, you guys. You know, I really appreciate it, and it helps me move forward, and it helps me feel like I'm not alone, you know, on this journey. Because as we all know, it can get a little lonely, you know, because man, semen retention puts you on a whole other frequency in life. I don't know, you know, it's really hard to put it into words. I've had a couple videos where I try to explain this, but you know, everything goes up, and God starts giving you spiritual gifts and blessing you, especially when the discernment hits, when you're allowed to when you can see, you know, who's who and how everybody operates out here in the world. It's on us to decide where we want to put our energy. You know what I mean? So we have that choice now to you know, say we meet someone and we're like, oh, this person seems cool, and then boom, 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 all these red flags start popping up, but no, they're still cool in our mind, you know, they're still cool, but like low key, we notice these subtle red flags, you know. Now we have the ability to stay away from that person, where maybe our old self would have just ignored the red flags and been like, oh, I'm still gonna be friends with this person, I'll just deal with it. You know, semen retention helps us get to that point where like we're very picky with our energy and who we decide to keep around, because we realize how important it is. We realize how important our energy is in like our progression and how we're going to manifest things in life and in our path and our connection with God. And I feel like that's what semen retention does. So I've experienced myself kind of like, I wouldn't say not caring about other people, but like I'm very choosy with who I want to talk to all the time and who I'm allowing to interact with on a daily basis, especially. You know, it's like a very small circle. And then like, yeah, obviously I check in with all you retainers and stuff on here. You know, we all chop it up and talk about this stuff, which is huge for me, huge. And yeah, that's what I've noticed, you guys. It's just like people, I don't know, it doesn't, I'm trying to, last time I explained this, it felt like I sounded kind of like cold-hearted or harsh or something, but like, as soon as you start connecting with God, the value of other people starts to be less important. And that's not to say that I don't love other people, because I do a lot, but I think it's because I had such a, before I started retaining, I had a huge problem with caring about what other people thought about me. You know what I mean? Tell me if you guys relate, but caring about what other people thought, fear of judgment in the way I behaved. And, you know, I was talking to my buddy today, you know, that's one of the things that I've really gotten better with is semen retention has helped me become my true self and helped me just not give a fuck about what people think. You know, my old self wouldn't be making a YouTube channel right now. You know, I would have just like froze up and decided not to make the videos. I'll do something else, you know. Or, you know, I started a podcast too. I wouldn't be doing that either if I wasn't on semen retention, you know. So it definitely catapults you back to like who you're really supposed to be, and it helps you not care about what people think about you. It's huge, man. And yeah, bro, it's just like we basically have to go around, we have to find like-minded people, you guys, and that's going to be our council of people that we talk to, you know, on a daily basis, because we don't want to contaminate our energy and contaminate our life with people that are like, yeah, we like them, they're friends and stuff like that, but like on a deep level, we aren't really connecting, they aren't really understanding us on a deep level, you know. Maybe like they like certain things like we like the same sports, the same, we both go to the gym, we both like the same music. Like that's not enough, guys, to like form like a real true friendship. All that surface level stuff isn't enough to have someone be in your life all the time, because you're accepting them for that, but then at the same time, then you're realizing they're contaminating your energy. Maybe they're an energy vampire, or they're low vibrational, or they're in a toxic relationship, and it starts to affect you. People's energy starts to affect you, you know, and semen retention really makes us an antenna for all this type of shit. So it's like, we got to be very selective with who we keep around, you know what I mean? Who we keep around, and then like, yeah, bro, especially the people, I'll say it again, that we're interacting with on a daily basis. We want to make sure that we're around like-minded people, you know, who are on the same frequency as us, because the trajectory that you get on when you're on semen retention, start putting God first, is like crazy. Tell me if you guys can relate, but as soon as you really start feeling that momentum and you're starting to like write some goals down and manifest some things, and you know, semen retention helps you create. That's what I've noticed, is like when you harness your urges and your sexual energy, all that energy goes into other things. So if you're a creative person, you're gonna start creating like a motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like, I would honestly suggest, you know, you guys make a YouTube channel if you feel like this is something that you want to do. If you want to start putting out videos and talking to people, or make a podcast like I did, or, you know, make music, make art, anything that you guys like to do, you know, use this energy to put it into all these other areas, because it's super powerful, man. It's super powerful, bro. So, all right, guys, it's pretty much the message that I wanted to say. I know I kind of went off on some tangents, but basically what I wanted to say is like, we have to make sure that we're getting advice, and our secure counsel is people that are like-minded people. You know, we can't be like going around all these older friends and expecting them to understand us because we're at a different level now. You know, a lot of people don't understand semen retention as a whole. So if they can't even understand semen retention, then they're not going to understand the rest. They're not going to understand all the stuff that we go through. They're not going to understand all this stuff. They're going to just think it's bullshit or placebo or whatever they say. You know, they're going to think it's weird. So, you know, it's almost like we're in a different category of like people. You know, there's regular people and then there's retainers. It's like we're more sensitive. Other things happen to us. Crazy shit happens to us. We attract people. We're like magnets. And we have all this energy, confidence. And regular people, they don't understand it, you guys. So we need each other. We really need each other to talk with each other and, you know what I mean? Make each other feel less alone. And just to keep going on the path. Because I feel like this could like lead someone to maybe go off the path because they feel lonely. You know, they can't relate with other people. So make sure that we're getting like-minded people and interacting with them, and you know what I mean, so they can validate, you know, where you're at, and so you don't think that you're going crazy or think that it's placebo or anything that like any of these other people who aren't retaining might say. You know what I mean? So, all right, guys, much love. I'll probably make another one today. I got the day off work, so I'll probably make another one. All right, guys, I'll talk to you soon. Later.